Good evening. I'm live from Dreamworld, where an unthinkable tragedy has struck on one of the park's most popular rides. 4 adults were killed when 2 rafts from the Thunder River Rapid collided. Children in a nearby raft witnessed it all. Karianne Greenbank begins our coverage.
Tragedy and terror on a family ride in a theme park built for fun. It occurred on the Thunder River Rapids attraction at Dreamworld. 6 people were in one raft. The ride had finished when it collided into another raft, as they do every circuit. But this time it flipped. 2 adults were held underwater, 2 others trapped on the wooden conveyor belt. All 4, 2 males and 2 females, were killed. Another 2 people managed to escape.
We just heard that the guys in front of them flipped off, like they turned around and they saw the whole thing flip over and they heard everyone screaming.
It's believed members of separate families, one from interstate, were riding on the 2 rafts, and other family members witnessed the tragedy and are now being counselled.
The boat flipped and people got trapped under. Obviously there were kids on board screaming while their mum was trapped under.
She came out hysterically crying, and then 2 people that worked here took her away and the little baby.
We were on it just beforehand and there was no dramas with it. And then we've only walked to the back of the park, come back again and it's all closed off and a helicopter in the sky. Pretty tragic there, so lucky I didn't bring my kids today.
Rescue workers held up black sheets shielding the scene. The area was immediately sealed off. Park goers kept away, many in tears.
It wasn't long before that we were on it, and then the park just started getting shut down and we saw the helicopters.
Scores of emergency crews rushed to the scene, police, ambulance and fire services.
A number of the staff that were here today from Queensland Ambulance have been deeply affected by this terrible accident that's occurred today.
The Thunder River Rapids ride is known as a family ride, a Dreamworld favourite for more than 3 decades. Riders travel down a water track on rafts, speeding up to 45 kilometres an hour through turbulent rapids. A maximum of 6 people can ride in each raft. Riders must be older than 2, and those under the age of 4 must be accompanied by someone older than 14.
At this stage, the park is closed, and Dreamworld is working closely with police and emergency services and authorities to establish the facts around the incident. We are deeply shocked and saddened by this, and our hearts and our thoughts go to the families involved and to their loved ones.
A crime scene has been established. Workplace health and safety officers and the forensic crash unit of the Queensland Police Service are in attendance, along with the state coroner.
Those who had been on the ride earlier in the day were left stunned.
They had to stop us and we were waiting there for about half an hour, and the engineers had to come. They drained all the water out and then had to refill it back up, and then we were allowed to go. But yeah, we were stuck there for about 30-40 minutes at least.
Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull has offered his condolences.
Theme parks are a place for family fun and happiness, not tragedy. This is a very, very sad and tragic event.
Gold Coast Mayor Tom Tate devastated by the tragedy, saying this is a very sad day for our city. Our thoughts are with the families of those affected and the emergency staff in attendance.
That's terrible. That's shocking. I don't know how a theme park can recover from something like that.
Major investigations are now underway.
And Karianne, what will happen at the park now?
Well, Melissa, the owners of Dreamworld have just announced they will be keeping the park closed tomorrow as a sign of respect for the 4 people who have been killed. The 2 survivors who jumped clear of the raft, they were taken to a nearby police station this afternoon to be questioned about all of the details of what unfolded. They have been left traumatised. So too have staff at Dreamworld. Some of them were first on scene here at the scene of the accident, which is right behind the Buzzsaw roller coaster. Some of those staff members were performing CPR on the victims before paramedics could arrive, so they have been offered counselling. A coroner has now arrived on scene. Melissa, workplace health and safety officers are also here. They are analysing all of the details about how this tragedy could possibly have happened.
All right, Kari, thank you. This event will have wide ramifications. Gold Coast Mayor Tom Tate is with me now. Tom, how is this going to affect the coast?
Well, it's shocked us tremendously for this tragedy. The Gold Coast is renowned for people coming here to have wonderful memories, and this is the reverse of that. I feel for the ambulance people working hard, Dreamworld families, they're working hard here. So for us, we will bind together and we will help what we can for the family who are involved in this tragedy.
Well, that's right. I mean, the family that has been affected here today, you cannot even imagine what they're going through. Will there be anything done for them?
If we need to get the bodies back to their families or have a vigil or any other crowdfunding or the likes, some of those things are a bit early to think, but one thing about Gold Coast, we will come together and do what we can and to make sure that the family understands that our love are with them.
All right, Mayor, thank you very much for your time tonight. Well, this tragedy is by far the worst incident to happen at the popular tourist park, but not the first accident at the Gold Coast's iconic theme parks. There have been several close calls leading to major safety investigations.
They're not called thrill rides by accident. Designed to be heart-racing and adrenaline pumping, no one expects to be put in harm's way. But they have been. Earlier this year, a man was thrown from Dreamworld's log ride and nearly drowned. Just 2 months ago, a SeaWorld roller coaster stalled, leaving riders scrambling to safety.
I think about half an hour we've been up here and I'm dying.
And in 2012, a woman sued Wet n Wild after she became stuck in a water slide. Over the years, plenty of other dramas as well. In 2000, thrill seekers on Dreamworld's Wipeout ride were left hanging when the gearbox seized. A year earlier, riders were given a giant shock on the Giant Drop when a piece of metal speared towards them. Even before that, in 1995, 2 were injured after plunging 10 metres from a cable car ride. At SeaWorld, a stunt in 2002 caused mayhem when a runaway jet ski slammed into the audience. 4 people were taken to hospital with injuries, including fractures. Behind-the-scenes incidents have happened as well. Workers were severely injured by a pyrotechnics explosion at Movie World. While this is Dreamworld's first tragic accident, it's not the first time an Australian thrill ride has claimed lives. 7 people, including children, perished when fire ripped through the Ghost Train at Luna Park in 1979.
Just a terrible, terrible day here, and we will be back with more updates a little later in the bulletin, but for now we'll go back to you in the studio, Andrew.
All right, Melissa, thank you.